Hi everybody, this is Kevin Ioli at Yahoo Sports, and today I'm going to give my Fighter of the Year for 2017 in boxing. As a note, I will follow up the rest of the week and I will have my Fighter of the Year, as well as my Trainer of the Year, my Female Fighter of the Year, Prospect of the Year, some other things like that. Today though, we're going to focus on the 5 men that I think deserve to be considered for the Fighter of the Year. And I really think it comes down to a 3-man race. So my 2 runners-up, if you will go that way, are both great fighters. Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. He was 2-0 during the year. He may have participated in the fight of the year, his April fight against Vladimir Klitschko, in which he unified the championship, was an incredible bout, is going to be one of my nominees for the fight of the year. It was just an amazing bout. Both guys were down, a lot of action, and he followed that up with a victory over Carlos Takam. So Joshua was 2-0 in the year. The Klitschko fight was very significant. It was one of the best events of the year, if not the best. It drew 90,000 people to Wembley Stadium in London. It had a huge audience in the United States. It was a very big event. My other runner-up would be Mikey Garcia, the lightweight champion. He too had a knockout of the year candidate. He beat Dejan Zlatikanen in January with an incredible knockout. He won the WBC lightweight title. Later on, he defeated Adrian Broner. He had a very strong year. But I think there are 3 guys that really stand apart, and those 3 fighters are Vasyl Lomachenko, Terence Crawford, and Srisor Rungvisai. Those 3 guys, I think, were head and shoulders above anybody else. Rungvisai might be the least known. He fought Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez, who I had as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter going into the year and going into the fight when he fought Rungvisai at Madison Square Garden on the Golovkin-Jacobs undercard. And it was a sensational fight. Another contender for Fight of the Year. Was a back-and-forth fight, and Rungvisai won that one by a majority decision. I happen to think that Gonzalez edged that one out, but really it was a great fight, a very close fight. They rematched in September, and in that one, Rungvisai had a knockout of the year candidate. It was a sensational knockout. He knocked out Gonzalez again, so he went 2-0 in the year, and he beat the pound-for-pound #1 guy, wins over Roman Gonzalez, even though Gonzalez is a little bit higher in weight than when he was at his peak. Still very significant win. So Rungvisai is one of my candidates. Vasyl Lomachenko, who just defeated Guillermo Rigondeaux in the first fight ever in boxing history as professionals, in which 2 fighters who had won 2 Olympic gold medals each met each other. And of course, Lomachenko won that. He also defeated Miguel Mariaga in August, and back at the beginning of the year, he defeated Jason Sosa. In his last 4 opponents, if we go back to 2016, he has made quit John Molina, then Jason Sosa, Miguel Mariaga, and then, of course, Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux said he had injured his hand, but it turned out the x-ray showed there was no break, there was no injury, just a bruise. Fighters have those all the time. So Vasyl Lomachenko is one of my other finalists. And then finally, Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford also had an incredible year this year, and he unified the belts when he defeated Julius Indongo, and a lot of people did not really know much about Indongo. Indongo was a very hard puncher, had won the title in spectacular fashion by knockout, and Terence Crawford just tore him apart in what I think was his performance of the year. But he had opened the year by beating an Olympic gold medalist, Felix Diaz. So those are really my 3 finalists. I think Joshua and Mikey Garcia did not do enough, relatively speaking, to the competition. So I'm going to go with those 3 guys as my finalists. And my winner, I think, will be Terence Crawford. And it was a really hard call. I think I could have chosen any of those 3 fighters. But I think Terence Crawford fought the best competition, and he looked the most impressive. You know, he looked very good against Chocolatito in the second fight and in the first fight, but I happen to think Chocolatito won that first fight. So while the judges gave it to him, I mark him down a little bit for that one. So then if I move that into Lomachenko versus Crawford, I have Lomachenko, who fought 3 times, versus Crawford, who fought twice. But I thought the opponents for Terence Crawford were that much better. So Terence Crawford, the WBC, WBO, every champion, IBF, WBA. He won all the titles at 140 pounds. He is the Yahoo Sports 2017 Fighter of the Year. Congratulations to Terence Crawford. Join me the rest of the week when I will have all the rest of my boxing awards.